Welcome back to another Music Monday by yours truly, Cole Poots here. And this week we are going to finish up the trilogy that you guys told me to listen to by Falling in Reverse. So the first song was Losing My Mind, the second one was Losing My Life, and now we are on to Drugs. And like I said last week, it was probably, with Losing My Life, that was probably one of my favorite choices by Falling in Reverse so far, just because you get to see really how far Ronnie Radke has come in his journey. And I think I mentioned, like, in my analysis of the song, is just like, I really, as now that I'm older and I'm getting these reactions coming in and I'm able to go back and listen to Ronnie Radke. I know these songs came out in like 2018, 2019. Now that I'm older, I'm able to appreciate much more of what he offers to the music industry. And I said, you know, with cancel culture and becoming such a popular thing in the internet age, it's very hard for people like him, famous people, people that are putting all of their work out in the public for people to criticize and look at. If they ever make a mistake, it's hard for them to come back. And so I really admire Ronnie's tenacity and resilience to get back out and make solid fucking music again. And it seems like he's a lot happier now that he's not under that label that he was. I don't know. I had a friend tell me about how Ronnie left his label. I don't know if this was recently or a few years ago, so I don't know if these songs are off of the label, but I really enjoy listening to Ronnie and Falling in Reverse, and even though I'm not a huge fan, these songs are really deep, very honest, very touching. Talking about some of the shit that he went through, I would say, like in the last decade, and how people want to condemn him and not give him a second chance. So, without further ado, I'm gonna get into Drugs. And today is the 4th of July. I don't know if you guys can tell. Wishing all of you a happy 4th of July. Hopefully you're staying safe out there and not blowing your limbs off. I actually have to work tonight, but when I get off, I'm blowing up $236 worth of fireworks. So it's going to be a good time. So let's see what this song has to offer. I don't really know what to expect. I'm assuming it's about drugs. It's in the title. And maybe we're going to get a deeper context as to what Ronnie went through. Okay, so this is from the last video. Where they were going to fucking annihilate each other. Got a haircut in this one. Was that his daughter appearing again in the music video? Because last week he had his daughter and they were having tea time when she asked him why he went to prison. And then when he woke up out of his coma or whatever, he was in a deep sleep, then she was older. So I guess already, it's kind of hard to hear the lyrics. That's why I like to be on Genius or something like iTunes so I can read them if I can't really make them out. The one thing that I picked up on was him just saying, how everybody's on drugs nowadays. And I'm trying to figure out, what is he referencing to? Because I know, the youth especially, a lot of young people are on drugs. But more or less, our country as a whole has a huge problem with drugs. If you talk about the opioid epidemic, or it's even pretty prevalent in the music industry. So I know I've mentioned Mac Miller to you guys before, and he passed away from a deadly mix of, I think it was heroin, fentanyl, and I can't remember the third drug of choice, but there was these 3 different drugs, and I may be butchering this, but I know fentanyl was in it, because fentanyl, you could literally take such a small portion of fentanyl and overdose from it, and it's super sad, man. It's super sad to see in the music industry, and it's super sad to see in the world just in general, and how many people are actually affected by it. And so I don't know, he said something about heroin in here. I don't know if that was his drug of choice or if he's tried other drugs. Usually one drug leads to the next. Fortunately, I've never gotten into those types of substances, so I wouldn't know. But I also caught a lyric in the beginning talking about him not believing in a God. How could a God exist? So yeah, it's hard to make out the lyrics. I'm just going based off of the few that I could hear, but more or less I'm reacting to the video, so you can see that he's hanging by a noose, and then his daughter walks up to him. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more to the story because we're only 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, and the cool thing about Falling in Reverse is they have very deep storytelling and visual, cinematic elements to all their music videos. So, and again, kind of like the first one, this song seems a little bit more techno, and not that I hate it. It was just wouldn't be my first choice. I like having more of the instruments, being able to hear the instruments like the guitar and the drums, and Ronnie singing, and he's rapping again a little bit. There was a verse in there where he started rapping, so can't knock on this man because he's super talented, and I love the fact that they're willing to try something different, because honestly I haven't heard anything like this. So anyways, let's keep going. Are you serious? Okay, hold on. Corey Taylor, bro? Oh my god, that was not expected. Oh my god, that's such a pleasant surprise. I'm gonna have to rewind it because I was not expecting that, bro. That is so crazy. I would never in a million years see Ronnie Radke doing a collaboration with Corey Taylor. And I'm from fucking Iowa, so I can talk about Corey Taylor, because you talk about Slipknot, born and raised here in Des Moines, Iowa. So, okay, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm going to rewind so I can try and catch that now that I know it's coming, because holy shit, who would have thought Corey Taylor would have appeared in this music video on the song? Oh.
My son, I'm sorry I was never there for you. I'm not here for your apologies. I'm here to thank you. I'm here to thank you for never being there. Because it made me the person I am today. And without that, I don't know where I'd be. So this is my first hello. And this is my last goodbye. The American dream is a killing machine. Everybody's on it's so fucking so real. It's like I'm losing my mind. It's like I've been there before. I just know it.
He's calling back.
Wait.
Oh, shit.
What are you doing? Why are you stepping like that? Willow, this isn't funny. Willow! Willow! Kidding me?
What did she say? I could not make that out.
You've gotta
That's
be
so
fucking kidding me.
I have no idea what she said in that. You guys are gonna have to fill me in. That was hard to hear. There's just, I don't know, there's so much to say with these falling in reverse songs. I mean, I wasn't really blown away by the music, but more or less it's just the message, you know? Like him talking about how everybody's on drugs and the American dream is like fucking killing all of us. And dear God, I was not ready for that Corey Taylor feature. Thank you guys for not blowing that for me because I fucking love Corey Taylor, love Slipknot. That was such a pleasant surprise. And one of the lyrics that he said in there that really stuck out is like, we're all dead from the neck up. And then Ronnie, what I thought at first was heaven because it's all white lights, but then he comes up and he greets his mom and she starts apologizing to him because she was never there for him when he was a child or whatever. And he said, you know, that I don't want your apology. I came here to thank you because of what you did, that made me into the man that I am today. And that's just, honestly, dude, that's so fucking commendable. And you know how much maturity that takes from a person to realize that. And I mean, I want to talk about that because I feel like everybody, I said this in the last video, I feel like everybody, whether you have trauma or not from your childhood or like even older than that, we all in some ways are fucked up to some degree, probably based on how we were raised. And if you're not fucked up, it's definitely shaped your belief system. So whatever confirmation bias you have, like let's say that your parents raised you to be, you know, religious, you got that from your parents, and that's what makes you a little less willing to approach other ideas that go against your religion. So either way, growing up as a kid, raised by your parents, whether they were there for you or not, that shaped your belief system, that shapes how you act, that shapes your thought patterns, all that stuff. And it takes a long time for people to recognize not only how their childhood may have damaged them, but then on the other side of that, like trying to make amends with it. So forgiving your parents for some shit that they may have done to you as a kid. And that's a really hard thing to accomplish. That's a really hard thing to do. And it, like I said, it takes a long time for people to recognize that, acknowledge it, admit it, and move on. You know, create some acceptance for it. But that's really cool from Ronnie. I mean, completing this trilogy, really just bringing things full circle. And again, I don't really know what he went through. I know he went to jail. I'm assuming he was on drugs, but I don't really know his entire story. But that was a cool moment in the music video that he was able to, you know, pretty much tell his mom, like, hey, like, thank you for doing that, because I wouldn't be the person that I am today if I didn't have that happen. And I honestly, I think that is such a beautiful way for people to look at, quote unquote, their like the hands that they were dealt, the cards that they were dealt in life. Like, if you can change your perspective towards that and learn that, like, okay, like, yeah, it may have sucked what I went through, but like, I'm fucking strong because of it. However my young child self decided to cope with those issues, thank you for that young child being able to fucking be resilient and move on and survive. And it's like, obviously, like, you're still standing. Like, yeah, you might be 24, you may have some issues that you need to sort out through therapy, but like, you're still standing and you've gone through a lot of shit in your life. So yeah, that was really cool. Like I said, I wasn't really big into like the music side of it. I didn't really enjoy the sound of it, but I think despite that, I think Ronnie Radke has such an amazing way of captivating people through his music, his singing, lyrics, but then also really just the storytelling and the way they direct these music videos. I love how they're staged. They're a lot different than most bands' music videos who just like throw something random together and don't even try and tell a story. Like, you can tell that there is a lot of effort into at least these last two music videos that I've watched. And even Popular Monster was kind of like that too. There's just so much going on that you really got to be paying attention the entire time. So I probably missed some lyrics. I definitely missed whatever the hell his daughter was saying there at the end, because they had her voice altered, and it might be kind of hard to hear because I have my AC on in my apartment because it's hot as fucking July in Iowa in the summer. He's kind of used this second chance, if you will, if that's what you want to call it. If Ronnie's getting a second chance with his music and his career, I think he's making the most of it. I think he's doing some really cool, positive things. He's shedding lights on these hard, sensitive topics that we gotta address, because, you know, again, saying that everybody's on drugs, I mean, that's a real thing. There's a real problem in America, around the world, and young people too, getting hands on these drugs that are ultimately just taking so many unnecessary lives. And it's fucking sad, man. I mean, I was devastated when I found out that Mac Miller passed away. And I'm sure, like, all of us have somebody in our family, a friend. We know somebody that's been impacted. It's kind of like drugs are the new cancer, because everybody's had a member in their family or a friend that's been affected by cancer. But it's like, yeah, now, like, drugs are the new fucking cancer, man. And it's sad. It's so sad to see people go at such a young age. So I hope that's what he was trying to accomplish. He was trying to bring some light to it and hopefully tell people, like, hey, man, there's alternative options. There's other things that you can do. Like, hey, I'm Ronnie Radke. I've had some pretty fucked up shit happen, especially in the limelight. People have torn me down, but look at me. Like, in this music video, I'm not apologizing. I'm thanking my mom for not being there. So thank you guys so much again, man. Fucking great choices. I don't know where I'm gonna go next week, because now I've finished the trilogy that you guys all recommended me to go through for Falling in Reverse, Ronnie Radke. So I don't know where to go next, man. We'll have to choose a random one. But like always, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please like the video. Please tell a friend. Send in more suggestions. Follow me on Instagram. If you somehow don't have a YouTube account, can't comment on the video, I'll put my account in the bio. It's pootsiemama. And yeah, man, it's just crazy that, again, I feel like I'm a broken record saying the same thing every single week. But I appreciate you guys so much, the continued support. It's honestly kind of mind-blowing. I didn't think this would happen, especially this early into my journey of like reacting to music. So yeah, I gotta thank you guys. I love you guys. I will see you on the next one. Have a great, happy 4th of July. Please do not blow yourself up. Be cautious. Be safe. Don't have too much fun. Understand tomorrow's a Monday and we got to get back to work. It's Music Monday, bro. Episode 11. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you later.